Responsibilities of the 21st Century Organization.
Successful organizations in the current business environment will continue to encounter a set of unique challenges that will require the integration of several objectives. To stay in business, the organization must of course generate an acceptable level of profit and return on investment. However, the unique circumstances under which they operate may subject them to additional pressures, for example, those tied to corporate and social responsibility. Hence, they may have objectives that are seemingly in conflict with each other. If the overall corporate strategy integrates these various objectives, and, based on this, an appropriate quality management policy is formulated, it will create a unified roadmap for the company. The role of top management will be to create this unified mission and strategic plan, and achieve their acceptance by all entities in the organization. We now discuss some of the unique responsibilities of the modern organization. Creation of an appropriate organization culture. The organizational culture is the heart and soul of the company. It represents the values of the corporation and should convey to all stakeholders the behavior patterns expected. Although it may not be feasible to display this in a written form, it is still a representation of the management style, and implicitly conveys to employees the environment that prevails within the organization. In some sense, it also represents the unwritten policies of the company, how information is transmitted back and forth within the various layers of management, and how input from employees is valued. The organizational culture represents an excellent avenue using which senior management can create a bond with employees. Making employees feel that they are an integral part of the organization improves morale and motivation. Promotion of a spirit of teamwork and of the importance of cross-functional teams for problem-solving is an important outcome of the culture. In today's organizations in which tasks are spread across multiple locations and among vendors with different specialties, feasible solutions may require the coordination of several units, both inside and outside the organization. The development of a culture that embraces the concept of an extended system incorporating vendors and suppliers as part of the organizational team, will promote the creation and adoption of new strategies for problem solving. As described previously, information flow and exchange has to be managed in a dynamic and global manner. An organizational framework that adopts this reality will be an ingredient for success. Acceptance of corporate responsibilities. The acceptance of as well as accountability for certain corporate responsibilities are realities for organizations today. One often debated responsibility relates to financial issues. After the debacle of organizations such as Enron and WorldCom during the period 2000 to 2002, the Sarbanes-Oxley Act was enacted by the U.S. federal government. Although the act itself requires that the chief executive officer approve and accept responsibility for financial statements, organizations need to look beyond merely formal signature authority. Operational policies that impact quality management goals and objectives should be formulated and implemented so that various units within the organization are aware of which elements contribute positively to profitability and which do not. Such transparency will promote a comprehensive approach to identifying where effectiveness or efficiency needs to be improved. Hence, it becomes an organization-wide responsibility to achieve goals and objectives. And when they are not achieved, divisive finger-pointing or the taking of shortcuts is avoided. In a sense, the prevailing organizational culture should promote such cohesiveness. Another dimension of corporate responsibility deals with the professional development of employees and associates. If the organization values its employees, it should support their growth and development. Employees' motivation is influenced by the manner in which they are treated by the company. Particularly during difficult financial times, if employees believe that the organization is genuinely concerned about their well-being, it will improve morale and performance. Organizations can provide training programs not only to improve employees' existing knowledge and skills, but also to provide job enrichment or diversification. Moreover, a participative environment in which management and employees work together for the common good can have a positive effect. Corporations also have a responsibility to the local communities in which they operate. The local community is part of the extended system of the organization, and employees are part of the local community. If the educational and cultural needs of employees and their family members are satisfied, the workforce will be inspired and motivated. Helping to create and maintain a good school system for the children of employees as well as the community at large is one way by which an organization can fulfill their responsibility. Providing adequate recreational facilities is another. Within the organization, providing daycare, medical, or fitness facilities for employees, or enabling employees to work from home where feasible, are additional options. In general, offering benefits that reflect quality of life issues can remove significant burdens for employees. Employees often consider these benefits quite attractive relative to financial compensation.